Hello guys, this is the Creative Age podcast with some creative graphics. I am your host, Samuel. No, so I'm here to share a concept that is very important for every designer to understand, and that is the psychology of colors in design. So once again, welcome back to the Creative Age, the podcast where we explore design, blending, and creative innovation. So in today's episode, we are diving into an exciting topic, and that is psychology of colors. So colors influence emotions, perceptions, and even decision making them to be a very crucial element when it comes to blending and design. So for me, I'm a designer. I do design with software such as Photoshop. I also do use Figma, also at some point Canva. So I've also interacted much with colors, and I can talk about the same. So even in modern day, like the way you usually maybe see colors outside here, like there is always an emotion that is accompanied by the same. Like when you see a color like red, it shows passion. When you see a color like blue, it shows some calmness, some professionalism, and so on. So I want us to break it down to different points. And number one, we are going to start with why color matters in design. So color is very important when it comes to design. And why is it important? Number one, color evokes emotions. So different colors trigger different moods and emotions. So for you as a designer, you ought to have that concept in mind, knowing that when you use a specific color, it is going to influence, it is going to evoke a certain emotion to your audience. So you have to have that concept of colors so that even as you design, you will be able to align your designs in regards to your audience. Yeah. Then we have point number two, that color strengthens brand identity. So for every brand, you ought to understand that the color will either strengthen the brand's identity or weaken. So you have to ensure that you are very consistent when it comes to using the colors, and this is very evident even in our modern day. Like we can be able to see from brands such as Coca-Cola, such as Safaricom. These are brands that are very consistent when it comes to colors usage. Like we see that Safaricom uses green. So even for those brand ambassadors, you will see them wearing green t-shirts. Even at their house, maybe when you visit them, you might find maybe they have green, maybe their house is also decorated using green colors. So what am I saying is that color is very important. It strengthens brand identity. Yes. Then we have point number three when it comes to why color matters in design. It guides users' behavior. So color guides users' behavior. Like it can make someone to make a decision because it captures their attention. Let's say maybe when someone sees a color like red, it can capture attention of that person, and then he will get to know what is the information that is being communicated by a specific brand. So color is very important because it guides users' behavior. Then number four, color enhances readability. So a color that is very clear in terms of contrast, it makes the audience to understand what information is being communicated by a certain brand. So it is very important for you to master color usage. And when it comes to Photoshop, maybe for instance, we do have a site whereby we get to access our colors, and that is the color picker. That's where we get to pick our colors. So it is good to understand how to use the color wheel. We understand the color psychology, the color balance, and harmonies, and even color harmonies. Those are concepts that are very important when it comes to color psychology. Yeah, and even importance of colors. So you have also to understand where do these colors come from. And this we are talking from a point of a designer, like you being a designer. Yeah. Let's go now to our second part. So the meaning behind different colors. Like colors do have meaning. Don't think that when you use a certain color, like it will not communicate a certain information. For instance, when you use a color like red, it shows passion, it shows energy, urgency. You see, even maybe sometimes when people want to show danger, they use a color like red so as to show the urgency that information is coming with. So colors, they usually have meaning, and each and every color has a meaning. So while using colors, it is very important for you to have that concept in mind. And another color is blue. When you see blue, it shows professionalism, it shows calmness, it shows trust. So those are some of the uses of color blue. Then we have color yellow. When you see yellow, optimism, it shows warmth. Yeah, so it is very important to have this in mind, that each and every color has a meaning. Green shows growth, nature, health. It is also identified with health. We have purple, which shows loyalty, as most of us know that purple shows loyalty. Then we have black and white, which is for minimalism. And when you talk about minimalism, is reducing your elements so that your design will be able to communicate the intended message. Because sometimes when you use a lot of elements, it makes maybe your design to be congested, and also it will not be professional in a way. So it is very important for us to understand that black and white shows minimalism, and also it improves the contrast to make your design to be more visible. Yeah. Then to our third part, we have how to use the light colors for your brand. So how can you be able to use the light color for your brand? Number one, understand your brand personality. So match colors with the same emotions you want to convey. Like, you know the personality of your brand. So it will make you to match the colors with the information that you want to pass to your audience. And also this comes from you understanding your audience. Like, you have to know this is what my audience want, and this is what they don't want. Yeah. So point number 2, consider your target audience. So different demographics respond to colors differently. Like, even you as an individual, currently, right now, if I just maybe show you a color like white, it can maybe convey some information to mean peace. Yeah, maybe harmony. Yeah, so it is very important for us to understand that colors like convey certain information to a certain audience, maybe in a certain way. So you have to have that in concept. And color is very important. The other one is use a limited color palette. So sometimes don't use so many colors, because when you use so many colors, it will not be able to give the information that is intended for your audience. So stick to a primary, secondary, and accent color for consistency. So for you to ensure that there is consistency, you have to stick to specific colors. Like, let's say you are doing maybe social media branding, you will find yourself just using the same colors within your work. Like, you will not be able to go to different colors, because when you go to different colors now, you will not be able to pass the information as it is supposed to. Yeah. So the other point is test for accessibility and readability. So ensure colors contrast ensure colors contrast well and are easy to read across different platforms. So the aspect of accessibility and readability is very important also when it comes to design. Yeah. Then we have our fourth part and the last one, color trends and mistakes to avoid. So avoid using too many colors. When you use too many colors, they create clutter. Like, they make your work to look more unprofessional, and your work should look more professional. Yeah. Then number 2, ignore cultural meanings. Ignoring cultural meanings is very dangerous. Colors have different meaning across cultures. So when you don't understand that, it might make you to communicate in a way that is not intended. Like, you are just using a color in a place where it is not supposed to be used. Yeah. So poor contrast choices. So low contrast can make text unreadable. Yeah, when you make the long choices of contrast, can make your text not to be readable. Yeah. Then overlooking emotional impact. So that also is very dangerous, because when you don't consider the emotional part. Remember, we say that color evokes emotions. So overlooking emotion is very dangerous when it comes to design. Yeah. So you have to understand that each and every color evokes a certain emotion to your audience. Yeah. And that's a wrap for today. at least you have been able to get something small when it comes to color psychology. We have said that color is very important, and each and every color evokes a certain emotion, and also color have meanings. And number 3, we have said that choose the right colors for your brand. Don't just use colors that are not able to relate with your audience. So it is very important for you to consider that. Then there are mistakes that you are supposed to avoid. Avoid using too many colors, ignoring cultural meanings, poor contrast traces, and overlooking emotional impact is very dangerous. And that's a lab for today. In case you need maybe a design, you can always contact us. And also maybe if you need to learn about graphic design, we are here for you. We offer quality and also easy to understand concept, and you are guaranteed that once you join us, that towards the end you will always have the skill that is needed for the market, and you'll be able also to understand how to use different softwares such as Photoshop, such as Figma, also Illustrator, and also Canva is one of them. Thank you so much, and for more information you can call 07 48 20 11 31. Thank you so much.